Welcome to Film on Tape, a free audio library for creatives in film and television. My name is Misha Calvert, and I've worked as an actor, writer, director, and producer for many decades. I had so many questions when I was first getting started in New York, and I just wanted fast, free answers. That is what this library is for. The work that you do as a creative is so important. I really hope that this library is going to help get your work out there. Film on Tape is sponsored by Vermilion, a coaching and educational company for creatives. You can learn more at clubvermilion.com. Happy New Year! Wow, this is going to be an episode that's going to walk you through a life inventory of your life so that you can clear space for success. And maybe you're listening to this in the new year. Most likely you're not. Most likely you're listening to this some other time of year. But this life inventory you can do at any time. And I mean, when do you want to start living your best, most successful, most happy, most joyful life? Do you want to start 9 months from now? Or would you like to start today? Because when I did this exercise that I'm going to do with you today with my Vermilion members in my group coaching, they were shook. Every single person was like really kind of rocked looking at their life. So the questions that I'm going to ask and the order that I'm going to ask them is going to really probably, maybe, have you reevaluating a lot of things, which is good. Change is good. So let's say that your life is a cardboard box. That doesn't sound very charitable, but just go with me on this. So if your life is a cardboard box and you want to fit different things and more things in that cardboard box, because if you're like a lot of people that I'm talking to right now, they're like, I just don't like where I'm at. I feel stuck. I feel trapped. I don't know how to move forward. There's so many things that I want for my life, but I don't know how to get them. Let's start with this cardboard box, because basically the reason you can't add anything else into your life or even move anything in your life is because your life is currently full. The box is full, and we need to take some things out of the box so that you can even have room to move things around or possibly add more things that are currently not there. Makes sense, right? And yet we don't think of life like that because we wake up every day and we're gifted 24 more hours. But we don't think about the fact that we've already probably committed to filling our time with habits that are not in service of where we want to go. We've already decided how our day is going to go when we wake up. Usually we've decided it's going to be a bad day or a hard day or a medium day. Like, rarely do we decide that it's going to be a great day full of change and full of excitement, first of all. But, even if we're kind of neutral about our day, usually there's all sorts of habits that are going to fill up our time. So we won't even have a chance to make changes. So hopefully this exercise is going to help you to take some things out of the box so that you have some more room to maneuver to create the life that you want. So I'm going to ask 9 questions. You can pause and write after each one, or you can just listen all at once. It's up to you. And the purpose of these questions is to help you to understand what I call your unique energetic signature. So everyone has a unique spirit that if you were operating at your best, most expressed, most you version of you, you would have certain traits or certain values that would be operational. And those would be unique to you. And, they're not the product of social conditioning or what your parents want or your culture. It's like who you came into this world as. So this is a unique energetic signature. It's like your unique flavor. And for a lot of us, that kind of gets dimmed down or diluted by other people as we get older because we like to belong. So we become more homogenous and we become like other people that we want to gain acceptance from. So I want for you to do a little digging here. Maybe you've done this exercise before as well, and it's kind of a common psychological tool. But if you haven't, I want to do it with you right now. I'm going to ask you 9 questions, and the answers are going to start to point to your unique energetic signature. So number 1 question, what were you like as a kid? The games you played, any memories that you have of childhood, maybe photos of you or anecdotes about you, achievements. What were you like? Number 2, what are some hobbies that you have consistently pursued over the course of your life since you were young? Hobbies or interests that have never really gone away. Number 3, what are 3 memories that define your childhood? Number 4, when you're totally alone, what do you do with your time? When no one's watching, what do you do with your time? Number 5, what gets you out of bed in the morning? And if you say your dog, there's something to unpack there. Literally, you might love animals, and that's fine. That's a good, good thing to know about yourself. Number 6, what keeps you awake at night? Number 7, what do you spend the most money on? You might have to look at your credit card statement for this, but it is really good information to be aware of. Where are you spending your money? Number 8, what are the people, places, and things that consistently bring you joy? And finally, what are a few things that you would do if I gave you $1 million right now? What would you do with that $1 million? So look at your answers to these questions. Hopefully you can start to see beyond the self that you want to present to the world, the facade that you would like to be, that you strive to be, and we can actually start to see who you really are when you're not seeking approval or validation. And I'd like you to circle any words that come up as themes. So going back to the dog thing, if you notice that animals are a recurring theme, circle that. That's good. Or, for instance, family or abundance, wealth, nature, self-care, community, love. They can be abstract or they can be, travel. So just start to circle the themes that are recurring through your answers. And then see if you can whittle it down to 4. These are going to be positive virtues or values, concepts, things that really light you up. And again, this is like the ideal, highest, most expressed version of yourself. These are the 4 codes that are going to define you, that are your unique energetic signature. Why am I harping so much on your unique signature? Because I am so excited to tell you that I'm launching a brand new slate of classes that are incredibly helpful on my website. Some of the classes include on-camera acting technique and how to self-produce your own film, actor self-care, which is something that nobody talks about, and how to write a feature film in 10 days, which I'm going to teach you how I did it and how you can do it too. And believe me when I say I poured my heart into these courses. Go to clubvermillion.com. I am so excited about this website. I can't wait to work with you. When we do not honor what we really want, and when we succumb to the pressures of society and our friends and our family, we are not happy. In America especially, there's this idea of how you're meant to live your life, and it kind of looks like the Kardashians, like coming from film and TV and media and advertising all the way on down. There's these aspirational standards that if everyone got that, they would be happy, and that's just not the case. There's a lot of people who would be much happier in a much smaller lifestyle. So this exercise is going to be helpful for you figuring out what exactly is going to make you the happiest and what is your truest sense of purpose. What are the 4 words that are going to encapsulate that? And things that can happen when you're not living this authentic life include you wake up and you find yourself years into a dead-end job, not knowing how you got here. You find yourself living with someone that you don't like or even respect. You experience daily feelings of panic or annoyance, frustration, anger, boredom, guilt, or shame. I've seen a number of people in my life and at times my own life when I haven't been living by my authentic nature, health problems have developed. And I'm not saying it's the only cause of health problems, obviously, but the body tells us information. It tells us when something is out of alignment, and we have to really listen to the body when that happens. So it's just a great, great thing to know what is genuinely going to make my life happier and better and more joyful, and then try to live by that. Part two is the inventory. So now that you've circled a bunch of words from this list and you've whittled them down to ideally 4 pillars of your unique energetic signature, I want you to make one more long list for me. So we're going to make a list of the top 4 places where you spend the most time. And it could be your bed, it could be work, it could be the kitchen, I don't know, the park. Top 4 places where you spend the most time. The top 8 people that you spend the most time with. Could be your family, a partner, a best friend, your boss, somebody that you consume a lot of their content. If you're like me, I have a couple people in my ear every day on audio. So that would count as somebody who even though it's a one-way interaction, their voice and their energy is in my ear a lot. So they would count. So your top 8 people, your top 4 places, and then finally make a list of the top 10 things that you do every day or every week. The things, the activities that you're doing most reliably. And again, you can pause this if you want extra time to write, because I know it's a lot of writing. So you have your lists, and now of these people, places, and things, please circle anything that doesn't align with your energetic signature, with the 4 words that you arrived at, that you discovered about yourself. Circle the people, places, and things that are really out of alignment. And there might be a lot of circles. You might have some categories where there's no circles, and then other categories where there's only circles. So everyone's going to be different, but the circles are showing you where you're probably out of alignment with yourself. And then the final and most important task is over the next 6 months, start to phase out or delegate the circles so that your life becomes more spacious and clear and free of anything that's out of alignment, so that you have the time and the space to pursue the things that are in alignment. Because remember, if it's a cardboard box and it's full of things that are just taking up space and actually taking up energy, because it requires energy to keep things in your box. So if you take them out, all of a sudden, I promise you, you are going to have more energy. You're going to feel less tired, more inspired, more motivated, maybe even less time in bed. You might need less sleep because you might be getting higher quality sleep. So a lot of really positive things will very likely happen once you start to clear space in your life through these exercises that we've done today. And some of these circles might be big. I know. I have been there and I have done that. And what I can say is the bigger the circle, when you remove it from your life, the bigger the windfall on the other side. It's like there's this huge treasure. Imagine like a room and the door is closed and the door is the thing that you know you need to move out of the way. And then on the other side, it's just like gold coins. It's like Scrooge McDuck, like a vault full of gold coins. And you finally clear this thing out of your life and you open the door and like the gold coins just start pouring over your body and your face. And they're like, covering you in amazing opportunity. I find this happens again and again and again. And the bigger the door, the bigger the pile of gold. So it doesn't mean it's not scary. Every single time that I've moved one of these big, big items or life changes or relationships ending that I didn't know how I would live without this thing, whatever the person, place, or thing was. I didn't know how I would live without it, but I knew that I would live. And usually it's like precipitated by some crisis, and it's like, well, all I know is that I can't go on with this person, place, or thing in my life. I cannot go on like this. And I know I won't die, but I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is I can't go on like this. And I move the thing finally, and the most extraordinary treasures are always, always waiting on the other side. So if it's a big circle, I feel you, I empathize, and I'm wondering if there's one thing to do today that's just a one footstep toward that really big change that you can make today. And then to make a plan to execute fully this big change within 6 months. Because you can get a lot done in 6 months. A lot can happen in half a year. And if it's a little circle, if the circles are just like very simple and small, like clean the bathtub or something like that, then my question to you is, can you do that small circle today? Is there a small circle that you can do right now while you're listening to this? And just start to habituate getting rid of the little small things that you know got to go and doing them today. If it's circled, that means it's something to look at. So I hope that this exercise was really informative, enlightening, maybe shocking. I know when I do it, I'm like, whoa, didn't see that one coming. And then, I've got work to do. But to be honest, I want you to have the best year of your life. I want nothing less than for this to be the best year of your life. I want this to be the year that things finally start to feel so supportive and easy and joyful, and suddenly you see movement on the things you've been pushing, the boulders that you've been pushing for years. Suddenly the boulder moves and it rolls down the hill. I want that to be how you feel, like when the plane finally takes off and you get to enjoy the flight. And I have such confidence in your ability to start to move things yourself. I don't believe that the universe just sort of happens. I think we have personal agency. I think that we decide to move things, inner work and outer work. So I have such absolute confidence that you're going to be able to decide that things are going to be different this year, and that you will actually ensure that things are different this year, and that this is truly the best year of your life until next year. On that note, it's been so cool speaking about this with you. Thank you very, very much for doing this exercise with me. I so hope that it helps and uplifts. And New Year's might be my favorite holiday other than my birthday. Happy New Year. And let me know how this life inventory goes for you. Let me know if something happens as a result of it, okay? Just send me a DM at Misha Calvert. Thank you so much for listening to Film on Tape. If you like the way that I approach the industry, check out our other classes, consulting, and mentorship at clubvermilion.com. Vermilion is a home for artists and those looking to expand creatively. Whether you're an actor, a film professional, an entrepreneur, or a CEO, we'll help you find your voice and hone your skills to thrive in any market at any scale. You can schedule a free phone consultation at clubvermilion.com.